Okay. Hi, I'm Caitlin McCoy, and this is my speech on why you should eat bugs. The topic of my speech is insects as human nutrition in our modern Western culture where it hasn't been accepted yet, and why we should all start doing it now. For my thesis, you should eat insects because of their nutritional impact and minimal environmental impact compared to other current food alternatives, despite the fact that some people argue that insects are totally gross and just like not food worthy. There have been many companies in recent years that have come up with creative solutions to attract you to their products. All right, eating bugs. Most people just think of eating insects as like gross, eating live crickets and dares and stuff like that, but actually 2 billion people around the world consume over 2,000 different species of insects on a regular basis. And a few companies in the US have picked this up, and some in South Africa, that have made it into an accessible product. And so you can eat insects without having to sacrifice your standards for plate presentation or taste. My credibility is that I'm a junior nutrition major, so I have studied a little bit, and also I have eaten the products that I am talking about. So from a personal standpoint, I do believe in what I'm saying. All right. First main point, why you should eat insects, the advantages. Insects have a superiority over other animal products like beef, chicken, and pork, and they are lower in carbohydrates but are higher in protein. So that way you're losing weight, but you still have a raised metabolism, increased energy levels, and increased heart health. But so you don't have any of the unnecessary ingredients. Arnold van Huis is a professor in tropical entomology in the Netherlands, and in his 2013 Edible Insects: Future Prospects for Food and Feed Security, he wrote that insects have the same amount or better of iron, zinc, and calcium than beef, chicken, or pork. And Christine Ruggery, a nutrition counselor in New York in 2015, released an article on the benefits of specifically crickets in the human body. Crickets are gluten-free and a complete protein, and they provide 17% of your vitamin B12 requirements for a single day. And they are, yes. And Ruggery also writes about the environmental benefits. So to produce 1 pound of cricket protein, it takes 1 gallon of water, but to produce 1 pound of beef protein takes 2,500 gallons of water. So the environmental impacts are like substantially lower, and that's why that crickets and all insects like that are much better food alternative than our current products that we are using. And another example for environmental impacts is 60% of man-made greenhouse gases are produced by the production of beef. But when you use black soldier fly larvae as your protein source, it has no greenhouse gas effects. So it takes it from 60 to 0. Now, second point, I know what you're thinking. I don't care because bugs are gross. Most Americans and Westerners feel that insects are unsanitary because from the time that we are very little, when we grow up, we're always taught that bugs are something you have to kill and that they're have no place in kitchens and that they're dirty, and people freak out when it's in their cereal and stuff like that. And Crystal DeCosta is an anthropologist and digital strategist. She writes for the Scientific American in 2013 that although Westerners have opened up to raw meat like sushi, they're still completely averse to bugs because they think of them as pests and that they are miniature monsters. And yes, so that would be the point, that people don't care because bugs are gross. Third point, bugs can be beautiful. There are many companies in literally like the past 10 years that have come up with really creative ways to get people to accept bugs as regular food. If you don't want to eat live whole insects, you don't have to. You'll never need to with the options sold today. For example, Ento milk, created by Leah Bessa, who has a master's degree in food science and 10 years of entomology experience. It's made from black soldier fly larvae, which the benefits were already said before. It makes milk, which can be used in the same cooking and baking that you already use like cow's milk in, and they can make ice cream as well that looks exactly like regular ice cream, so you'll never know the difference. It has no revolting tastes or textures. It's lactose free, no sugar, no carbs, no additives or flavorings. and it has more protein and unsaturated fat than regular milk. So it's just all around way better for you. Cricket flour is another insect alternative that looks completely normal and you can use in the recipes that you'd regularly use flour for, just regular flour, like white flour, wheat flour. You can use it in the same recipes, but it's better for you. It's sold by a couple different companies, but most specifically by Chapul, which they were on Shark Tank, if you recognize them from that. Pat Crowley created the company in 2012 after developing the cricket products. They are the first U.S. company to market cricket products. All right, in conclusion, bugs are your nutritional dream. Some people have a problem with the stereotype of the history, but modern creativity has solved it with an innovative cooking and presentation. You should eat insects because of their nutritional value and minimal environmental impact. Despite that some argue that insects are gross and they'll never be something that Americans will eat in the 2020s, there are new ways to consume these things and get the benefits. So my request for the audience is to go out and try some of the products I have mentioned and try to open up your palate a little bit. Trust me, it'll be delicious. The world's changing really fast and we've got to adapt to the environmental problems of today, try to solve those issues by changing our diets. And if I can do it, so can you. Thank you so much.